post. And Chandler's size is going to bother Amari down there a little bit. He's active, he's long, and you can see right away Amari's a little uncomfortable down there in that post trying to shoot over that length.
Kidd and Beaubois in the backcourt for Dallas. They've got Marion, Chandler, and Nowitzki as the front line. And this shot right there. Here comes Kidd ahead to Beaubois, who is a rocket. Second-year player from France. Off of Dallas and out of bounds. So we haven't seen a field goal yet. Now this is for both teams, Kevin, the 4th game in 5 nights. Do they have anything left in the tank?
No, they'll get something left in the tank quickly. You start getting out there and you forget about that 4th game in 5 nights. Get the energy flowing, you get a little bit of excitement, and I'm expecting a very good game, a well-played game out of both teams. And again, you see the size of Tyson Chandler right there. Didn't have to jump, just got really big, and Amari gets a jump ball out of it.
Tell me what Chandler has brought to this team, because going into the off-season, they thought that Haywood would be their center. Then this guy becomes available. They get him, and his impact on this Dallas team has been marked.
Oh, unbelievable. Like I said, he should get a lot of votes for Defensive Player of the Year. He's played so well for them. He's brought a defensive spirit and a defensive mindset and a toughness, and just a great pump fake there by Carmelo Anthony, who can find a lot of different ways to score, and that's one of them, getting to the line. But getting back to Chandler, I just think when you talk to Coach Carlisle, he's brought a spirit about this team, just a relentless defensive spirit, a toughness about him, an ability to say we can win games 83-84. And you know, when you talked about the Mavs in the past, they didn't win a lot of those 83-84 type games. They had to get a lot of points. They had to outscore you. Now they can beat you on the defensive end, and a lot of it's due to that guy right there, Tyson Chandler.
Does a lot. He occupies a lot of space. Marion picked up his first foul. And Carmelo Anthony coming off a 31-point performance. You take a look at Rick Carlisle, the coach of the Dallas Mavericks, and Jason Kidd, who will be 38 in a couple weeks and still playing very, very well. That's rejected inside. Jeffries known for his defense. Houston bought out his contract. The Knicks pick him up. He's back there for a second time. Oh, and Stoudemire was hurt on the play, and he is at the other end, and you can see holding on to that left arm. He has started the game 0 of 3. And he is that a stinger?
Got a stinger, no question. I think Jeffries came flying over the pile for that block shot, and I think he came down a little bit on Amari's back, and hopefully nothing major.
Sean Williams is going to take his place, and he'll check in for New York. Here comes Dirk Nowitzki looking inside for Chandler, and Jeffries was in the way, and the ball is out of bounds. Let's watch that play on Stoudemire one more time.
Oh, excuse me, it was Chandler that came over and got him. Yeah, I got him in the stinger, got him in the neck area. And you see Sean Williams and Tyson Chandler getting mixed up a little bit already. Good intensity here. I like this. Oh, they called an offensive foul on Tyson on that one. Ooh, tough call.
So the foul goes on Tyson Chandler for the first time. He's just back with this team. He had missed 3 games with a turn, a sprained right ankle. And they missed him when he was out. And he's back there once again. 9.5 to play here in the first quarter. Here's Williams. And Tony Douglas, who's coming off a double-double. Sean Williams out of Memphis. Nowitzki the rebound. Dallas 0 of 3. And here they come the other one. Nowitzki over Douglas. Surprise, Douglas has filled in so well for Billups. He'll launch a 1-2 and hit it for the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I am. He's been that effective for him. I mean, he's really shooting the ball so well. He has so much confidence right now. And this is what the kid can do. He can really defend. He's got a great defensive mindset. He'll get up and press you 94 feet. And again, as I said earlier, I think when Chauncey gets back, they're going to have a nice little 1-2 combo there with Douglas and Chauncey.
So there goes Williams, and here comes Stoudemire back in the game. Amari had 26 last night against Memphis. We just had our first field goal, and here comes Beaubois inbounding the ball. He missed the first part of the season because of a broken bone in his foot. He had it injured as he was playing this past summer in France. Shot clock at 6 over Jeffries Nowitzki.
Wow, that little fadeaway, he's just got a patent on that shot, and it's impossible to guard. And Jeffries is right in his grill, but he can't do anything when the big Nowitzki leans back at 7 foot.
Each team 1 of 5. A miss right there by Stoudemire, with Chandler providing the defense. Kidd and Sean Marion. How about offensively, Chandler?
But he'll take it to the hole. He's not going to, I mean, he's going to work his way in the paint, and he's not shooting jump shots. He's just going to muscle it in there. And tell you what, he dipped his shoulder right into Mark Stoudemire's chest and said, take a little of that with you. I like that. He gives him a toughness about him, and he's got a lot of grit, and I love that about his game.
This is Fields for three. Chandler with the rebound. Last night, Dallas lost in New Orleans, 93-92. After having a pretty sizable lead. Blowing big leads has been one of the problems with the Mavs in this 46-win season so far. Shot clock at 5. Stoudemire guarding Chandler.
Yeah.
You used the word gritty moments ago. It, I guess, kind of fits what he does, as D'Antoni thought it was a travel.
No travel here. Look at this. He's banging. They're banging. The big fella. He's putting his shoulder into his chest, and he said, hey, I'm not just a defensive specialist. I'm going to make a couple shots down here. And I love it. I mean, reward the defensive guy. And he, like I said, he brings something to this team that they hadn't had before. And a grittiness, a toughness, a competitiveness. You've already seen him barking at some players. He's not afraid to get into, throw an elbow here and there. And it's all good for the Dallas Mavericks.
Chandler, remember, was drafted very high by the Los Angeles Clippers. He's played with Chicago after his rights were traded. New Orleans, Charlotte, and now Dallas, where he has found a home. So the Mavericks, who missed their first 4, have hit their last 3. This is a nice matchup right here. Anthony against Marion.
Good offense versus good defense, and that was just better offense. It was good defense by Marion. He couldn't do much more than that. Got a hand in and shot a little fadeaway, but Carmelo Anthony may score the ball as easy as anybody in the NBA, Kevin. He's just a natural scorer.
He's got 4, hitting his first field goal there. Nowitzki. Rebound by Carmelo Anthony. Screen by Jeffries. Pick and roll. Amari. Chandler with the rebound, but threw it away, and Fields takes it right into Chandler, and a foul called on Tyson Chandler, and that's his second, and that is a story for Dallas.
Yeah, absolutely. He got hurt, but they got Brendan Haywood in, and like you talked about earlier, Kevin, Brendan's coming in right now. Haywood, he's the guy they thought would probably start for him. So they bring in another quality center to come in for Chandler. Chandler picks up 2, but he did his job well. He started, got a little roughhouse going, made a couple of baskets, got a couple of rebounds, and got the Mavericks off to a good start.
So here's Fields at the free throw line for the second time tonight. Player from Stanford, who when he arrived and played in summer league ball, they really didn't know how he was going to fit.
Yeah.
He's a second-round pick, and as you know, being a former head coach and general manager, Kevin, in this league, those second-round picks don't last very long. Yeah,
there's something about him. You're talking to Coach D'Antoni. There's something about him they liked. Like, they didn't play him a lot early in the year. They didn't know, was he a 2? Was he a 3? You find out that he's a basketball player. You throw him out there, he makes basketball plays. And when you're a coach like Coach D'Antoni, who's a great offensive coach, you love basketball players on the floor. They know where to go. They keep the court space. And his three-point shot has surprised me, his ability to shoot it. I think it surprised a little bit the Knicks. I mean, he's really become a quality player for them.
Fields defending Beaubois, who hits the 3. So he has his first basket right there. That is the first three-point hit of the game. First offering beyond the arc for Dallas. And a nice feed as Douglas, who had 10 assists last night, feeds Stoudemire, who gets his first basket. Stoudemire puts it in. 1 of 6 his start for the Knicks. Kidd. Jeffries watches Nowitzki. Wow, great cutting move by Beaubois.
Nice cut by Beaubois and a great pass by Dirk Nowitzki. That's the thing about Dirk, boy, you have so much trouble. If you double team him, he finds the open man. If you don't double team him, he kills you down there.
Douglas, a little floater inside. He was working on Haywood, and he is fouled on the shot. So Amari Stoudemire gets a beautiful feed from Tony Douglas. The game tied at 12. Haywood just picked up a foul. We take a break from Dallas. Free throw line. We're tied at 12 with Hall of Famer Kevin McHale, Kevin Harlan. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to check in with Cheryl Miller a little bit later on. Well, the talk of the NBA has been the trade of Carmelo Anthony to the New York Knicks, and in the 9 games they have played, a 6-3 record. Step back for a second and tell us what you think of what you thought when the trade was made and where they stand right now, and is it going in the right direction?
Oh, it's definitely going in the right direction. I think it was a great trade. I think bringing Melo to New York, you're adding a superstar to the mix. You got him and Amari working together. And, you know, let's not forget Chauncey Billups. Even though Chauncey's not playing tonight, Kevin, Chauncey's a huge part of that trade. And he's going to bring such a stability to this team. Chauncey is late game situations. He makes big shots. And so I think it's great for the league. I've always said that when New York's relevant in basketball, the New York Knicks are good. There's an energy about the league, and I think it's great for the league to bring that man right there, Carmelo Anthony, in. And hey, he proved that he can make big shots. Last night was his first of many big shots he'll make for the New York Knicks.
Jeffries is out, Fields is out, in Sean Williams, and in Roger Mason Jr. New York from the free throw line has gone 8 for 8 so far. Haywood taking the place of Tyson Chandler, who's got 2 quick fouls for Dallas and sitting on the Dallas bench. And there was a quick foul with 5.5 to play. Well, last night, this New York team beat Memphis 110-108. The game-winning shot by Carmelo Anthony, who had 31, his second straight 30-plus game for the New York Knicks.
Signature Carmelo Anthony move. One hard dribble left, rise up and make it. And he knew it was in the minute he shot. He turned to the Grizzlies bench and said, count it.
Sean Williams picked up a foul moments ago, and here comes Tony Douglas the other way. Again, for the 6th consecutive time, there is no Chauncey Billups, and this shot by Amari Stoudemire. Beauvoir. Sean Marion. And Sean Williams was reaching in and picked up the foul for the Knicks with 5:13 to play in the first quarter. Sean Williams now has 2.
Yeah, Sean's got 2, and good hands by Marion. Pretty tough pass there by Beauvoir, but Marion picks it up, and this is a nice, tight little bounce pass there. Sean gets it in traffic, and he's always made those awkward shots, kept those little throw shots and stuff. He's made them since he's got in the league, and I think Marion's going to be a key to the success for Dallas going down the stretch. They need him playing very well.
They sure are a deep team, this Dallas Maverick ball club, huh?
He'll play 10, 11 guys on a nightly basis, and he'll throw all kinds of different lineups out there. And
different ways to get you.
Yep.
Here is Stoudemire across the lane, and a violation. Traveled. As you take a look at Mike D'Antoni, what is interesting about this team now, the way they've been reconstructed, is that he is a speedball coach, but the lineup tells you maybe it's not that kind of a team. Yeah,
when Chauncey's at the point, he'll push it, and he's got good speed, but he's not going to be able to run for 48 minutes, and they'll play a little different, a little more half court with Chauncey and Mello. Nice little throwback here, Nowitzki's got in the corner, but they'll play a little differently than Knicks will, and but it's just effective. And again, the same shot we talked about earlier. How do you guard that? Gets down there, a couple dribbles, fade away, 7 foot, high arching, and you just hope he misses.
And he put that over Ronnie Turioff, who just checked in for Williams. As we said, he's got the 2 fouls. Here is Anthony, and behind him was Marion. And out of bounds. Dirk Nowitzki seconds ago.
Yeah, I'm just talking about this, Kevin. Watch this now, everybody. Just that little fadeaway. He's 7 foot tall. He's got a high release. He has a high arching shot, and it's just impossible to do anything besides get a hand up and hope he misses. Not going to block it.
Brian Cardinal will check in for Dirk Nowitzki. So it's Kidd and Cardinal. Beauvoir, along with Brendan Haywood. And Marion. Wow. Flying inside. That's another foul. It goes on New York. And Carmelo Anthony was in there defending. The Dallas Mavericks, Kevin, have hit 8 of their last 10 shots in this first quarter.
They're on fire. And what a great post pass there by Jason Kidd. And that's a lost art, as you see Melo grab his right elbow. That's a lost art, Kevin, feeding the post. And Jason Kidd can do it so well. A little cross screen, freed up Marion. Marion comes over, and that pass had a small window to make it in there. And he threw a beautiful pass, and all Marion's got to do is go up and lay it in or dunk it.
Marion had a hard fall last night in the game played in New Orleans, and bruised his ribs. X-rays were negative. Douglas on the fly over the taller Haywood. And here comes Kidd. He played in a couple of finals with the New Jersey Nets. Dallas on an 8-0 run. Turioff watching Haywood. He signed a beautiful contract this past summer. 6 years, $55 million. He was a starter for the first 2 games. Then he had to go to the bench because of the play of Tyson Chandler.
Yeah, Tyson Chandler just beat him out. But it's nice to have your backup center be the quality of Brendan Haywood.
Wonderful luxury. And look at this lead for the Dallas Mavericks. It is their biggest lead tonight. Early in this game, they're on a 10-0 run. And Dallas playing every bit the part of a good team in the West. Right over to you and say good evening.
I appreciate that. And you guys have already been talking about the buzz in New York because of the Big Three. And even though they've only been together for 3 weeks, chemistry has not been an issue. Amari Stoudemire told me that everybody on this team understands that it is a short period of time where they have to get their act together and get on the same page. He did say, however, that, you know what, it helps all playing different positions. Of course, Chauncey's the point guard. You got Melo the scorer. And then Amari said that I anchor the paint. Now, I spoke to Melo, who said he's been on a whirlwind experience. He loves being back in New York. And even though we've been learning things on the fly, he likes the position of the team.
Gerald, thank you very much. We've been trying to get word from the Knicks over the last couple minutes here on that ice on his left shoulder and Stoudemire's shoulder. We'll try to update that. Here is Kidd. Shot clock at 9. This is over Anthony. Rebound, Sean Marion. Tapping by Haywood.
And right now the Mavericks are pounding him on the inside. 12-2 in paint points. Gets a blocking column. The custodian getting himself dirty. He always does, Brian Cardinal. But
let's go back and take a look at the injury to Amari Stoudemire, because this is now taken front stage. And you can see right there, Chandler, they put heat on it. That is a heat pad.
Yeah.
Now they've got ice on it.
Well, it's never good when you're icing during a game. Heat pads keep it warm. Ice, I'm hoping that he's not done. I think it's a heating pad again. I see it. I see a piece of the hydroculator sticking out there.
Good for you to clear that up. He's had a 1-7 start. We don't know if he'll return. And again, like we said, we're trying to get word from the New York bench. This is Sean Williams at the free throw line. The foul on Dallas's Brian Cardinal, who picks up his first. Kidd has played every minute so far of the first quarter, as has Boquan and Marion. Turioff. Shot clock at 2. Cardinal had that one deflected on the defense of Sean Williams, who jumps up, and that is a violation. So a turnover. New York's defense holds right there.
Nice defensive series there by New York, ending up with Sean Williams with the block shot on the perimeter. But that's where New York's going to have to make their hay, Kevin. They're going to have to play better defensively. And right now they have a lot of guys that think defense first for the New York Knicks on the floor, which is a good sign.
Anthony Carter is checked in for the New York Knicks. New York has not hit from the field in almost 4 minutes. Carmelo Anthony, 1 of 2 into Marion. Carmelo. And Sean Williams with a long 2. They're going to review it as we see the officials giving the signal to the sideline crew. They'll take a look at that at the next stoppage of play. Mavericks are up by 10. Lead cut down to 5. Boquan. Pick and roll. Haywood and Cardinal for 3. Bebenide had 4 threes in Minnesota and 12 points against the Timberwolves.
That's his specialty. Defense getting dirty and spreading the floor and making threes for Brian Cardinal.
A little shove right there. One of the keys Rick Carlisle has said is rebounding for Dallas. They've got a 5 rebound advantage already in this game.
Yeah, not only rebounding, hitting the offensive glass, Kev, getting it inside and just playing big. Right now they're kind of playing a little bit of bully ball on the New York Knicks.
Carmelo picks up his second. You played with Rick Carlisle and
sure did.
Have had a chance to watch him coaching from afar. What kind of coach is he? What kind of temperament does he set with this Dallas team?
Wow, he's a very good coach. And a lot of times people say he's a good coach. I'll tell you why he's a good coach. His team will play big. His team will play small. They'll play fast. They'll play slow. They'll get out. They'll trap the pick and rolls. They'll play zone. He plays so many different styles, and he adapt in the course of the game. He'll have so many different lineups. He's just so, as a coach, he's completely unafraid. He'll try anything. And I love being around him, talking basketball with him. He was a fun guy to play with, but he is a tremendous coach and doing a great job here in Dallas. And yeah, we won a championship back in 1986 together with Rick Carlisle and myself, and had a lot of fun together.
Bill Walker is checked in for the first time for the New York Knicks, taking the place of Carmelo Anthony. Walker missed a couple games with a sore knee. Turioff and Walker. Good screen by Turioff. Missed 3, and Nowitzki, who's back in the contest now for Dallas, grabs the rebound. That is his 3rd. Boquan has a game-high 7 points. Jason Kidd, Nowitzki, Bobois. They take great pride here in Dallas in moving the ball and keeping the defense on the move side to side.
It didn't end up with a hoop on that possession, but great ball movement by Dallas. And that's how they play. As AC rises up and misses a jumper. And the ageless one, Jason Kidd, coming down with rebound and pushing it up.
22% shooting for the Knicks. 4 of 18. Cardinals. Torioff comes out and fouls him. Dallas, on the other hand, 47% from the floor. Knicks kind of look like this is the 4th game in 5 nights, the 7th in the last 10 for Mike D'Antoni's New York ball club. A foul will go on Roney, who picks up his first personal foul. Here is Brian Cardinal at the free throw line. You've had him before up in Minneapolis. With a look now at the upcoming national TV schedule. NBA TV Saturday coverage at 8:30 Eastern time. Lakers in Dallas. You talked about an important game in the Western Conference. That is one here in Big D this weekend.
Great game. It's going to be fun to watch. I tell you right now, Dallas wins tonight. They pick up another game on the Lakers, and you don't want to finish 3rd, Kevin, in the Western Conference. You don't have home court in that 2nd round, and you're looking ahead. If you're talking right now, I think the 2 teams that'll end up in that 2-3 spot will be the Lakers and Dallas, but who's going to be 2 and who's going to be 3?
Terry and J.J. Barea have checked in for Dallas. Out Kidd, out Bobois, and there's a foul on Dirk Nowitzki, who is watching Sean Williams, and Nowitzki picks up his first personal foul. In a game that has seen Dallas lead by as many as 10, the Knicks early led by 6. Cardinal will check out, and Corey Brewer will check in for Dallas. Here's that foul moments ago.
Yeah, I got him on the forearm a little bit. Boy, you hate fouling jump shooters, especially 3-point jump shooters.
New York 11 of 11 from the free throw line, and last night it was interesting. They only had 4 free throws, and here we got Williams again at the line. So the Knicks coming off a win. A last-second shot by Carmelo. Williams will get one more, and Dallas coming off a loss. Williams has the last 7 points for the New York Knicks. A guy who kind of began shakily out of the University of Memphis. He's straightened off his life, especially off the floor.
Always had talent, Kevin, and kind of had to get his life together. And I think he really appreciates his chance he's having in New York. And they're really excited about it. Talent was never an issue with Sean Williams. It just kind of getting himself right, especially, like you say, off the floor.
Go full court here. Brewer to Terry over Mason. Jason Terry hits a 3.
Going 2 for 1, so they have the last possession and a beautiful 3-point shot by Jason Terry.
Nice forming defense by the Mavs. Here's Mason in the corner. Stepped out of bounds.
Yep.
That shot he really worked on in San Antonio, and Bruce Bowen was the one who taught him about that corner 3. Here's Baran. Anthony Carter, who's given this New York team since the trade some solid minutes off the bench, is in there. Final 10 seconds of the first quarter. The Knicks, who have won 3 straight. Dallas has lost 2 of 3. Terry. Barea for 3. That takes us to the close of the first. The Mavericks scored 19 points in the last 5:15. New York shooting 22%. Playing like a tired ball club tonight. At the end of 1 on TNT, the Mavs 30. Update you on the score. Sean Williams, we told you had that 3, and we told you they were going to review it. They reviewed it between quarters. They gave him a 2 and not a 3. So that's why we stand at 33, now to 21. That's why the point is gone for the Knicks. Stoudemire takes it inside on Haywood.
And that's what he's going to have to do with Haywood. Take him outside, play outside in. Take him, drive on him. He's got a quickness advantage over Haywood. And, you know, probably not be able to post him up as much. Haywood's another really long, big guy. But I like the fact that the New York Knicks have 4 bench players right now, Kev. When you're lacking energy, your bench has got to come in. They got to give you something. So these guys will pick the energy up here for the New York Knicks.
Bench players like Anthony Carter, Roger Mason, Ronnie Turioff, who has a couple of starts certainly this season. Jeffrey started tonight and already has a foul. Dirk Nowitzki. Stoudemire is in there, and Bill Walker. And there's a steal, and Brewer takes it in. He gets this theft, and he slams it through.
That's one thing Corey will do, but he'll defend. He's scrappy. He'll pick up loose balls, and they're really going to like him here in Dallas. Great pickup by the Mavericks.
Knicks had a chance to sign it. Stoudemire got a little screen from Turioff, and it's picked up by Barea. The Knicks bought out the contract to Corey Brewer, who came in that trade from Minnesota. And they go inside here for Haywood. Nice knock away by Turioff. They rotate, and it's Terry for 3 over Walker. Another 3 for Dallas.
Great ball movement again by the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, that ball, that skip pass, that swing, they do it as well as anybody in the league. Nobody in Dallas is worried about their own numbers. They're all worried about one number. That's having more points than their team at the end of the game.
Stoudemire from outside. And Terry gets it for the Dallas Mavericks against Anthony Carter. Nowitzki with the screen, little switch, and reaching in was Turioff. So the foul goes on him with about 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Roney picks up his second personal foul. So he will leave. Jeffries will come in. And here comes Tony Douglas, and there goes Anthony Carter. And here comes Fields back in the game for the New York Knicks. They'll take the place of Roger Mason. So starters back out there for New York. Road record of 16-16. Number 6 right now in the Eastern Conference. The bench so far at Dallas. Kevin McHale has outscored the Knicks 16-7. Nowitzki defended by Jeffries. Douglas. And Fields for 3. He was in that Lopez recruiting class at Stanford. Trent Johnson is the guy that recruited him to Stanford. And that was a heck of a haul, including Fields.
Yeah, it sure was. And he's playing so well. That jump shot right there, that three-pointer, there's a little bit of mix-up. There's a technical foul. Might be double technicals on. They're
going to put Haywood with a T and Amari foul with a technical foul. Double technicals, and here it is right here. Okay. Bottom of your screen. That was not very visible right there. But that was it.
You see why both players were complaining. That's not enough for a technical.
Why didn't the New York Knicks, who got him in a trade in that 3-team, 15-player deal, why didn't they keep Brewer?
Have no idea. I thought he'd be a perfect fit in New York. I thought that he would defend. He can fit in with the good scorers they have in New York. And I guess, I don't know, they had other things in mind.
D'Antoni just picked up a technical foul for the New York Knicks in a game where they trail by 14 points. Biggest lead for Dallas has been 15. Mike D'Antoni, who has not had the benefit of a very stable roster in his years with New York. It's been very tough for him to continually navigate what has been a very much of a changing New York Knicks face.
His first 2 years there, the entire Knicks game plan was to get money for last summer and spend it on free agents. So every time a player played well enough, they traded him for an asset. They traded his contract away, get another pick, get a first-round pick, get a second-round pick. And so, yeah, he's been really, this is the first time I think he's going to have a team that he'll be able to build around and start playing the next couple years, with his core group of players.
Mari Stoudemire, who now has gone 2 of 11 shooting with his 4 points. For just joining us, he had a stinger. He's had heat on that left shoulder, his non-shooting shoulder.
The stinger hasn't deterred him from shooting, though, Kevin. That's a good thing about the stinger. It's his left arm, and he's getting his shot attempts up. Right now, he's not making anything.
There's Bill Walker. He takes it in, stripped to the ball, regains it, and Stoudemire against Dirk Nowitzki. Stoudemire would be in your, I would assume, MVP conversation for the season.
It has to be. I agree. He's played really well. Again, he played well prior to the trade. I think you'll see the Knicks really hit stride. Nice pass by Brewer. You got Dirk Nowitzki going the hole hard. Calling a defensive 3-second violation on the Knicks. But yeah, he's played well all year long, Kevin, and he's got to be an MVP candidate. But my MVP candidate is Derrick Rose.
Of the Chicago Bulls as we take time here in Dallas.
What the hell is...
Well, Bennett Salvatore is the man who called the technical on Amari Stoudemire. We had to go back to a replay just to make sure we were getting it straight, and they've had to rectify any questions at the official scores table, but it is a T on Stoudemire, which is his 16th of the season, which means if it is not rescinded, he'll be suspended for 1 game.
Yeah, next game against the Pacers, and he unless it gets rescinded, he won't be able to play against them. And boy, that wasn't enough for a technical foul on that one, though, Kevin. Bennett called it from the sideline, and Hopefully the league will rescind that, because that's not enough for a suspended game.
There was a defensive 3 on the New York Knicks. The basket by Nowitzki didn't count. That's why he's at the free throw line right now. One thing you have noticed, and one thing Dallas has talked about, Kevin, about the success of their 46-18 season has been their ball movement. How they're taking it from side to side and playing very unselfishly.
Really unselfish. They just make the simple basketball plays. The man's open, they get him the ball. They know he's a hot shooter. Terry's made a few shots. And the ball just keeps moving, and it's really fun to watch. Again, a nice little pass by Brewer. He had a shot, but what do you do? Kevin, hard dribble, sucked the defense in, threw it to Barea. And again, another assist and just good ball movement all around by the Dallas Mavericks.
Playing off each other so well.
Yes.
Another 3, and so now that makes it for the Mavericks plus 9 points beyond the arc. Douglas will try to work on that, and that hits nothing but air. As over the last 9 minutes, the Dallas Mavericks have outscored the New York Knicks 33-14. 8:05 to play in the second quarter. Dallas plus 12 points in the paint, plus 7 rebounds, plus 11 bench points. We told you what they've been doing during the three-point shooting tonight.
Yeah, and again, it's amazing how well you can play when no one cares who gets the credit, and the ball just finds the open man, and you just keep on making plays, and they're fun to watch. Dallas is one of my favorite teams to watch, Kev. Every chance I get, with my league pass and everything else I'm doing, I watch them all the time.
You like them. How are they viewed, though, you think, Kevin, in the rest of the Western Conference, especially in the wake of what they've done the last couple of playoff appearances?
Yeah, I think everybody's waiting to see this year. They're going to be their season will be determined on how many playoff series they win.
Jeffries comes out on Nowitzki. Douglas. Miller is back in the game. Out there at Jeffries and Douglas. Stoudemire has it right now. Fields with the pass. Nice knockaway inside by Haywood. Barea. Brendan Haywood. As Rick Carlisle said the other day, he comes off the bench for us, but he would start for 10 or 15 teams in the NBA.
There's no question. You know what I love about that? Brendan Haywood comes up with the big block, and what do? They reward the big horse. Throw him the ball in the paint. You're blocking shots for us, big fella. We'll throw you the ball. And this is what New York's got to do more of. They got to slow the game down, get the ball to their scorers, get it to Carmelo and Stoudemire and let him play.
If they could only rebound the ball. Nowitzki. Nice hustle by Stoudemire. Terrific hustle by Amari Stoudemire, who is 3 of 13. Anthony is 1 of 4, digging his way into Brewer with a Dallas foul.
And they counted that one. That was
Here's the block moments ago.
Great hustle. Amari doesn't quit. He gets a hand on the ball. The ball comes out. Melo ends up with it, and they're off to the races, and they call the continuation here. So Carmelo Anthony has a chance for three-point play the old-fashioned way, Kevin. A basket and a free throw.
So here's Carmelo. The foul will go on Brewer for the first time. And the New York Knicks continue their terrific shooting from the free throw line, where tonight they are 14 of 14. Dallas is 9 of 9. Brewer, little switch. Oh. Corey Brewer aggressive with his game. You drafted him 7th overall up in Minnesota.
Yeah, I love him. He's a great energy guy, and he's getting back to his Gator days when he played for Florida. He really likes. I talked to him before the game. He loves the fact that how they play. They play so unselfish. He said it reminds him of being back in Florida, where the only thing you had one agenda, that was to win the game.
And they said 14 teams. They had asked the Knicks if they could buy out his contract. And the Knicks did, and so he had 14 teams to choose from, did Corey Brewer.
Yeah.
And Brewer, it came down to 3. Dallas, San Antonio, and Boston, and he picked the Dallas Mavericks.
Boy, I tell you, when your choice is San Antonio, Boston, and Dallas, those are 3 really good teams. So Corey couldn't make a mistake on any of those teams he picked.
Third foul goes on Jared Jeffries. Tyson Chandler has come back on the floor for Dallas. Marion is out there. Cardinals in the game. And that is a long 2. And a good-looking shot by Jason Terry. He's got 10 coming off the Rick Carlisle bench tonight.
Wow, again, another year where it's hard not to leave as Melo rises up and makes a jump shot over Marion. But, boy, another year, hard not to pick Terry for your 6th man of the year again. Coming off the bench, just scoring up a storm. Mavericks have been successful, and Jason Terry loves that role coming off that bench, and he scores in bunches.
He won that 6th man back in 09. Carmelo, by the way, 3 of 6. You saw him just hit 9 points. He leads the Knicks in scoring. A little runner here by Marion.
On the matrix, there's another points in the paint, another offensive rebound, Kev. Right now, the Knicks have got to be able to get some stops, and when they do get a stop, they've got to get back in there and rebound. Otherwise, this game is getting away from them.
Marion's got 8, and Douglas finally laces one from outside and hit one early, missed a couple, and now he's got 6 in the game with a couple of free throws. Perea wiggles in. Chandler.
Another offensive rebound, 2 more points in the paint. I think that's they're outscoring them. The Mavs are outscoring them 26-8, Kev, in the paint.
Carmelo pushes it inside with an assist, and Stoudemire there to finish it. That's Carmelo's 2nd assist. Stoudemire's got 8 after a 1 of 7 start. Stoudemire now 4 of 14. Corey Brewer, who is a Knick for just hours, comes up with some nice plays here early.
Nice play here, a little pick and roll. He turns the corner, he sees the opening, and Brew goes in and throws it down. Yeah, Dallas losing it, being very upset with the loss. If you heard the comments, Jason Kidd said we gave it away. Dirk Nowitzki said we did everything wrong. And to see Carter load up a 3 from the corner, the custodian does what he does. He makes 3-pointers. and Coach Carlisle said we got to get tougher. And then the Knicks, conversely, felt great about themselves. They went on a last-second shot against the Memphis team that's been playing very well. As you see Melo go up. So coming into this game, boy, the Mavs came out with an edge on them, and they have been running and pushing and playing great basketball. And you can see they lost last night. We're very upset about it, Kev.
Cardinal, by the way, has 5 points after he knocked in that shot. The bench of Dallas has outscored the bench of the New York Knicks 30-7. Turioff picks up his 3rd personal foul. And I don't know if there is a deeper team in the NBA than Dallas.
No, and not only a deeper team, but a willingness of the coach to play them all in tough positions and play them long minutes. And these guys all have confidence. They go out there and they're playing really well. And they're hitting the offensive glass. And they've really got a pep in their step tonight, Kev. The Mavericks do. They're quicker to the ball. They're more active defensively. They just seem like right now they just want it more than the New York Knicks.
Douglas out there, Sean Williams back out on the floor. Turioff and Amari Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony, the Knicks 5. Just under 4 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Kidd is back in with Cardinal and Marion and Chandler and Terry. Nice dig inside by Stoudemire, who's had a 4 of 14 night going. We told you about the shoulder stinger. He put some heat on it and didn't have feeling in that arm. He told Cheryl Miller before he went back out on the floor. He's at the line right now. Chandler picks up his 3rd personal foul. Tyson will check out. Here comes Haywood back in the game with 3:45 remaining. The free throw story has been about the only good story tonight for the New York Knicks. Not a single player in double figures, and Stoudemire at the line with 8. And a reminder, shop NBAstore.com now for the best selection of Knicks and Mavericks gear. Shoes from jerseys and shooting shirts, hats, and more. NBAstore.com, one store, every team. Amari Stoudemire. But I like what you said before about the Knicks. Them winning now and coming in tonight with 34-29 record. When they're relevant, the whole league just seems to pick up a step.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Knicks playing well, having superstars there, just does something for the league. It's such a huge media center, and it's fun to see the Knicks playing well again.
But as constructed right now, is this a team that they can hang their hat on, or where do you see this New York ball club?
No, I don't think so. I think they need to get bigger. I think they need another big guy. They need a couple more pieces. But they have a great core. They have a great group to start with. And as we talked about, I think D'Antoni, as Kid lines up a 3 from the corner. He's got the favorable balance. Everything's working well for the Mavs tonight. But I think it's a team, Kevin, that you have components that you can keep a long time. And you got your 2 stars in Amari Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony, and a great 3rd guy in Chauncey Billups. And I think the Knicks are going to be a good team as you see Melo taking the paint for a lot of years to come. But their best time is Williams makes a 3 from the corner. Their best time's ahead of them, Kev. I think that they're just they're going to just get better and better as they put more pieces together with this team.
Sean Williams now has 10. He is the number 5 3-point shooter in the NBA percentage-wise at over 44%. Kidd just banged in a 3. Marion with the offensive rebound. Haywood who began to sulk a little bit after he was pulled as a starter, but has picked up his energy the last handful of games. Kidd for three, and Terry came out to meet him. Jason Kidd, who's one of the great all-time three-point shooters in the league's history. His numbers would support that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Came in from Cal saying the guy couldn't shoot and lay off him, and what does he do? He ends up being one of the top three-point shooters in the history of the NBA.
So Kidd has got 6. Dallas in this quarter, 33 points and no turnovers, and clobbering the Knicks.
He's breaking the mold. Conan. All new weeknights at 11, followed by Lopez Tonight. Only on TBS. Very funny.
It's 2011. Wonder where the Durango's been for the last 2 years? Well, they toured around Europe, getting handling and steering lessons on those sporty European roads. It went back to school, got an advanced degree in technology. It's been working out, more muscle and less fat. It's only been 2 years, but it's done more in 2 years than most cars do in a lifetime.
They don't crash these high-end hobnobs for the thrill, the mingling, or even the ladies. They do it all for the shrimp. Congressional galas, jumbo shrimp. Weddings in Japan, tiger shrimp. And any other place on this planet with delicious shrimp, consider it crashed. So when they heard about 6 succulent Pacific shrimp marinated in a waterfall of spices at Taco Bell, oh, you know where they're going. The new Pacific Shrimp Taco and Burrito, only at Taco Bell.
If you're the first to pitch a verified perfect game in Major League Baseball 2K11, you win $1 million buckarooskies. You're gonna have to be committed. You're gonna have to know who you're facing. You're gonna have to hit your spots. And you better have snacks readily available. Unfortunately, you can't use me, which is clearly a shame. Maybe I'll become a starter again. That sounds terrible. Rated E for everyone.
4 networks, 1 mission. Every triumph. Every heartbreak. Every game. Watch March Madness on TBS, CBS, TNT, and True TV, March 15th.
It's a great new partnership. We were in New York on Monday and Tuesday talking about this with the press and among ourselves. Turner and CBS combining efforts with Charles Barkley and Clark Kellogg and all the particulars that you've always enjoyed with the tournament. But this year, every game will be a national broadcast. You, the viewer, can pick what game you want to watch at any time on the 4 networks. This is Anthony over Marion, picked up by Cardinal. TNT, TBS, True TV, and CBS for the 30th year. All take you on the road to the Final Four. Jason Terry continues to play well. Kidd with the assist. Terry off the bench with 12. And here is Douglas into Anthony with a hard Cardinal foul. And so we just saw Kidd with the assist, and you and I are going to that break. We were talking about where he ranks all time in the history of the NBA.
Unbelievable. I mean, look at Jason Kidd. Look at what he's done. I mean, 2nd in assists, triple doubles 3rd, steals 3rd, and then we talked about 3-pointers. I mean, he's 3rd in 3-point field goals made. And as a guy coming out of California, they said he couldn't shoot the ball. And what a career he's had. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And at 38, he hasn't lost a step. I mean, that last break, he's coming down, hits Terry all the way cross court on a pass that most guards wouldn't have seen. And then Terry rises up, makes a nice little 12-foot, 14-foot jump shot.
Well, tonight, Kidd, 6 points and 3 rebounds and 4 assists. We just saw the triple-double numbers. Dallas winning the hustle plays as well. They lead in rebounding by double digits. They lead in the paint by 16, and they lead by 11 in second chance points. And they haven't needed Tyson Chandler, who's really been the heart and soul of this team this year on a variety of levels. Terry's at the hot hand. Good defense by Sean Williams. And here comes Carmelo Anthony. He's 3 of 8. And Amari Stoudemire 4 of 14. Williams with another 3 for the New York Knicks. That freed the great equalizer in this game.
Yeah, thank goodness for Sean Williams. He's the only guy that's really got it going offensively for the Knicks right now. And they're going to need a lot more of that because right now the Mavericks are hitting on all cylinders.
13 points now for Sean Williams. Inside, the tap in by Sean Marion. And you mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, that this Dallas team can get you a variety of ways. They can play fast, they can play slow, they can play, big, they can play small.
Right?
Yeah.
And right now they're just playing bully ball, as you see Amari trying to play his version of bully ball, just going up, getting fouled. But right now you're talking about the Mavs just dominating the offensive glass.
There's a quick foul as we send it to Ernie Johnson. And here our game isn't quite, Ernie, as thrilling as our first game tonight in TNT, the Lakers and the Heat.
You're right, Kevin, not even in the ballpark. Melo's old team, the Denver Nuggets, 5-2 since the trade, and out well against the Phoenix Suns tonight. The game going on right now. Nene with the finish, and it's a 22-14 early lead. The T-Mobile halftime report coming up in just a few minutes. You'll get a first-half breakdown from Charles and Kenny, highlights of the Lakers and Heat from Miami, and you'll get a full wrap-up of the night on Inside the NBA after the Knicks and the Mavs. Now back to Dallas and the Kevins.
Thank you very much. Ernie stole the show in New York where he had people in stitches. That's the third foul on Cardinal. New York from the free throw line tonight, 20 of 20. The Mavericks have gone 9 of 9. That's been about the only thing for the Knicks that has gone right here in what has been so far a 68-point Dallas first half. Very little D. Marion inside. They're having their way. The Mavericks, Kevin, are having their way inside on the New York Knicks.
They sure are. And boy, the Matrix having a flashback, and that's what he did when he first got in this league. Quick spin move, that little throw shot. You see Melo bullying his way to the hole. And that's what you got to do right now. You got to get to the line. You just got to bully your way in there, try to get fouls, get the game slowed down, and try to get this under control, because with 70 points in the first half, the Dallas Mavericks have just been on fire.
So Marion has 12. He was a starter. 12 off the bench for Terry. There was a foul on the play, and Haywood picks up his second. The starter Chandler's got 3, and he's been on the bench a good part of this first half. And the Knicks, as we mentioned before, have a perfect 20 of 20 from the line. Carmelo is 5 of 5 with his 11 points, and 13 off the bench by Sean Williams with his 3-point shooting. Lead the Knicks tonight. 70 points, only 6 points by Dirk Nowitzki. You wouldn't think that in a game like this. And I'd like to remind you the TBS weeknights experts recommend that you Conan 4 out of 5 nights a week. New episodes of Conan O'Brien. Weeknights at 11:10 Central, only on TBS, with Hall of Famer Kevin McHale and Hall of Famer Cheryl Miller. Kevin Ireland courtside in a lackluster game here in Dallas, especially in the wake of our thriller earlier in the evening, which the Lakers lost at Miami. A huge win for the Miami Heat, which we'll dissect in Atlanta with Charles and Kenny and the award-winning Ernie Johnson. But here tonight in our second game, it's been all Mavs, and Terry got the feed from Kidd. That is a goaltend, count to 2, and Terry has 14 points. And a dismayed look on the face of Mike D'Antoni, the Knicks coach.
And what a pass by Jason Kidd for his 5th assist. Just Carmelo launches a 3-quarter court shot, but what a great pass by Jason Kidd. And right now, the Mavs are rolling.
Mavericks, 72 points, only 4 turnovers. It's all Dallas through one half. Coming up, the T-Mobile halftime report. EJ with Boban, who began the game. They didn't see a lot of time in the first half. A screen by Chandler. They go outside the lane with Jeffries watching Nowitzki. And Dirk hits his first offering here in the second half. He now has 10. Make it 8, 8 points for Dirk.
Starting off like they finished up the first half, kept making shots.
Last 14.5 minutes, the Mavericks have had 50 points and no turnovers. Stoudemire working into the defense of Chandler. That's the 4th on Tyson Chandler as we swing it over to Cheryl Miller.
Well, I spoke to the Knicks assistant coach, Herb Williams. I said, Herb, what do you tell your guys who are obviously running on fumes? He said, you know what, the bottom line, everybody has to go through it, but you got to muster up some energy. Also, Mac, as you were talking about, rebounding, shoring up defensively, and finding the shooters on the Mavs.
Yeah, no question, Cheryl. I mean, they've got to get out there, and they've got to now, these first 5-6 minutes of the third quarter, establish themselves to play some defense, get out there, rebound the ball. I mean, they had 14 rebounds, I think, in the first half. Yeah, the Knicks did. And they just got to get some energy. And, the 7th game in 10 days, Kevin, is always a tough game. But you got to play it. And, you're professional, man. You got to get out there and you got to get some pride. They better dig deep now and find some defensive pride here, the New York Knicks.
Haywood has come in, as we said earlier, a starter early in the season and lost that position to Chandler, who started the majority of the first 3 quarters of the year. Nowitzki can't connect. And Anthony saved it, but right to Boban, and here is Sean Marion.
Another second chance point, another offensive rebound. There were 3 Knicks around Hayward right there. And Hayward there surrounded by 3 Knicks, and the Mavs end up with that ball. That's just his lack of effort right there.
Stoudemire. Rebound by Dirk Nowitzki. If you were just joining us, Stoudemire had a stinger in the first half in his left shoulder, his non-shooting shoulder, and had a lot of heat and wrap around it, but he's come back out. Anthony trying to get it up court for Fields, and Kidd knocks it away with a couple seconds off the shot clock. Carmelo Anthony, of course, in that gigantic trade with the Knicks. Mavericks' first turnover since the first quarter right there. Douglas. And Landry Fields over Jason Kidd.
Nice move by Landry. That's what Coach D'Antoni said they wanted out of Landry Fields, letting him handle the ball a little bit in pick and rolls, Kevin, become a little bit of a playmaker for this Knicks ball club.
Fields adds 9. Bobo hands up with Kidd, and Tony Douglas is there. Phillips not starting tonight. Deep thigh bruise in a collision he suffered last week against Orlando's Dwight Howard. Here's Nowitzki. The close by Carmelo Anthony. Dirk with 10.
Yeah, there's good shooters and there's great shooters. He's in the great shooter category, Kevin. That guy, those open shots, you can just about count them.
Although only 4 of 11 tonight, and there's a rebound by Hayward.
There's good shooters and there's bad shooters. Jeffries is a bad shooter. That's not his game. His game is more defense and energy, and he's never been a shooter, even in his days at Indiana.
Stoudemire defending here. We have the shot clock down to 6. Hayward. Doubled by Jeffries, who knocked the ball away. A good steal for the Knicks, and here comes Fields the other way. And the Knicks coming out with a little bit more life. Football. And Hayward.
Boy, you get a break by the Knicks, you get a layup, and you come back down, you give up a dunk on the other end. I mean, you're not going to get back in the game with that type of defense.
And Douglas launching the 3 with the rebound by Fields. Stoudemire finds 3 defenders waiting for him. Good looking shot by Amari Stoudemire. 15 for him.
Yeah, wormed his way through, got turnover, turns it over, and Landry Fields takes it hard to the roll. I think you're not going to see Coach Carlisle put up with too much of this and get a timeout here pretty soon with the Mavs, and he's not happy. You know, they've given up leads before, Kevin. We talked about it, and you can't take games for granted in this league. 20 points that can be made up by a good New York Knicks team.
Knicks have come out well to begin this second half. Here's Bobois with the 3 over Fields. Andrew Fields will pick it up. Intercepted by Marion. And he'll glide in here. So the steal by Marion and the 2, and he's got 16 for Dallas. That will lead all scores. 15 for Stoudemire, another turnover. Rodrigue Bobois. And that is an offensive foul. So Dallas coming in 46-18. Second place right now in the Western Conference. The Lakers right in back of them. Dallas has 4 turnovers in this quarter alone after being almost spotless back in the first half.
Yeah, and that's how they're giving up those leads, Kev. They've turned the ball over a little bit in the second half and got a little lackadaisical, and they can't do that.
Still a 22-point game. Stoudemire finds Fields and back to Amari.
I think that's been the biggest improvement in Amari's game. He really makes that 17, 18-footer now with regularity. And now you've got to come out on him with his ability, his quickness to put the ball on the floor. That's really opened up his game and allowed him to just be almost unguardable out there.
Here's Kidd. Bobois for 3. Another triple for the Dallas Mavericks. They now hit 8 to the 3 of the Knicks. So 15 more points beyond the arc for the Mavs over New York tonight.
And another great pass by Jason Kidd to find Bobois in the corner. I mean, just boy, he's got great vision and just a great passer.
He has 6 assists, does Kidd. Jeffries across the lane. Marion. Kidd saves it. What a pass inside to Hayward. What a pass by Jason Kidd with his 7th assist.
Well, you wouldn't draw that one up like that, Kevin. I can tell you that much. But again, when you have a guy like Kidd, I mean, he's just so, I mean, he's looking over in the corner, a look away, just bullet. I mean, he throws that thing like a Roger Clemens fastball, and great hands by Hayward, catches it and finishes it, gets a three-point play. When you have great players, Kevin, sometimes they just make great plays by themselves.
He really sets the tone for this Dallas team.
No question. And Coach Carlisle, it's called their push offense. He lets him, as you see Carmelo get in there and throw it off the bottom of the rim somehow. Wow, I don't know what he was trying to do there. But he lets Jason Kidd, Coach Carlisle does, really run the offense. They don't make a lot of calls. It's called their push. He dictates everything, and he has so much decision-making responsibility with the Mavericks that I know Jason just loves it.
We saw Dwayne Casey on one side of Carlisle and Terry Stotts to the other. Nice move inside by Amari Stoudemire, who has 19 for the game. Stoudemire has 7 in this quarter. Little screen by DIRK, open up the door for Bobo. Wow, is he fast. He, as we mentioned before, was injured, missed a good part of the beginning of the season, but he's come back at 15, a season high the other night for this Dallas team. Douglas for 3, and he buries the triple.
During this 3-game winning streak that the Knicks have had, Douglas has really shot the ball well. Kevin played really well for an injured Chauncey Billups, and again, I think sometimes when guys get hurt, guys get a confidence, they get a chance. And this guy right here, Landry Fields, hasn't quit playing. He's been working hard. A little look away there and gets a layup after another steal. And like I said, Coach Carlisle does not like these turnovers. He's calling a timeout right now.
15 for Fields in 17 minutes, 8 this quarter, as the Knicks have come out with new vigor. But they're still giving up 90 to Dallas. A family is partnering with St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital to celebrate Hoops for St. Jude Week. March 4th through the 11th, NBA fans can get in the game and support St. Jude by logging on to hoopsforstjude.org. Hoops for St. Jude, turning hoops into hope for children with cancer. Well, New York shot 34% in the first half. And like we said, they've shown a little bit more life offensively, 67% so far here in the second. But they're giving up 80% Dallas shooting in the third quarter. So defense has not been the story here tonight, obviously.
Not at all. When you give up 8 to 10 to start the third quarter, and you got to play better defense, you have another layup there coming down the lane as DIRK just challenges. No one challenges them early. The Knicks defense right now is really in disrepair.
DIRK with 12, 5 of 12 shooting. These are some of the numbers. Carmelo. Rebound by Hayward. Chandler's on the bench for some foul problems. So Brendan Haywood has seen a lot of time tonight at that center position.
And played very well
yes,
for him.
Yes, he has. Little kick. 4:47 to play in the third quarter. Knicks come in having won 3. 6th place right now in the Eastern Conference. Roger Mason will check in, leaving his Landry Fields for the New York Knicks. Low ball, a little switch on defense. Stoudemire didn't come out, and that was an easy shot. As 14 now, Boban points have been registered in the game. 7 this quarter. And Amari inside gets it to roll in. And Stoudemire with 21. He leads all scorers in the contest for the Knicks. You sense they're still searching for some kind of identity. I know they've gone 6-3 since the trade. They've welcomed 5 new players in. Still no Billups tonight. They think they're going to get him back this weekend, but you find this team is on the road to figuring out what they are? Yeah, they've got 18 games here to figure out who they are before the playoffs start. And I know one thing they've got to figure out. They've got to figure out their defensive rotations. They got to start putting up some fight here defensively. You can see on drives. Watch the weak side of the Knicks. You know, a lot of times they're not reacting to the ball. I don't know. Marion tried something there I've never seen before. I'm not sure what kind of shot that was. Oh my goodness! But if you watch the Knicks defense, they're not really reacting to the drive. And you see how the Mavs, Kevin, are collapsing to the ball.
and you got multiple people attacking the dribbler. Right now, when the Mavs attack, you're not having multiple guys from New York come challenge the ball. And that starts. You got to be able to contain the ball a little bit in the NBA.
Maury just picked up his second personal. He and Kidd collide on the missed shot by Mason. There goes Nowitzki. Here comes Cardinal. Jason Terry is checking in for Beauvoir. So again, going to their bench. As Rick Carlisle will tell you, we look for many different components to figure out from night to night what's going to work, and we've got that luxury because we've got the deep bench.
No question. They play 10-12 deep, and they play a lot of minutes, and everybody loves it. And all the players stay ready, Kevin. You know, one thing about a coach that plays a lot of players, everybody stays ready. Nice find. That's 2 passes in a row that Douglas makes a really nice find. And Douglas is not a true point guard, Kevin. He's much more of a combo guard, you know. And he's learning how to find guys. He's learning how to play that pick and roll. But Tony Douglas made 2 nice passes to Amari Stoudemire.
Douglas had an 18-point tennis this night. Last night, here is Cardinal with the 3, saved by Kidd with the whistle inside, and 3:22 to play in the third. That's a loose ball foul on Dallas. And Sean Marion picks up his second personal foul. Douglas is being mentored by Chauncey Billups.
Yes.
And Billups loves that role, helping out a younger player like Douglas.
Absolutely. You couldn't find a better guy to mentor him. Chauncey's a great guy, very vocal, really understands the game, and he'll help Douglas a great deal. And that's the one thing the kid can do. He comes off picks. He's got a great mid-range game. His three-point shot has really improved. But I've been impressed with him tonight, Kevin, some of his decision-making, driving and picking and rolling, and finding teammates.
Douglas tonight, 11 points and 5 assists. With him as a starting point guard, 4-1 in the place of Chauncey Billups. As a player stepped out of bounds, 2:54 to play in the third. As the Knicks have trailed by as many as 26. Little 7-0 run right now by both teams have shot well here in the third quarter, but we still have a 94-76 Dallas lead. What about defense? We've been talking a lot about that tonight.
Yeah, you can see some lack of defense here by the New York Knicks. And as he gets around, right now, if you stop it, he's beat. And so Stoudemire's got to come over. We've got to get Anthony here. We've got to drop down here. We've got to make Beauvoir, as he's coming in here, make him make a pass. You cannot let him score it. And look what happens. Go ahead. Up, and he gets a layup on that, Kev. You know, you've got to be able to make you can't drive from the three-point line, straight line drive in there. You've got to make that guy make a pass. And right now, you know, the Knicks defense is really, really struggling. They're going to have to make a couple defensive stands to get back in this game.
Well, inside in particular, where the Mavericks are outscoring the New York Knicks 42-26. New York has scored 14 more points at the free throw line as Anthony finds Stoudemire. Are you liking the chemistry?
I was just going to say, for all you Knicks fans, that's how they're going to close a lot of games. They're going to have Carmelo Anthony with the ball, Stoudemire setting a pick, and the next shooter in line is going to be Chauncey Billups, really making the defense make a decision. So for all you Knicks fans, you'll see that play quite a bit at the end of games, and boy, that's going to be murder to try to guard.
Marion can't get it. Haywood tries to tap it in. Picked up by Roger Mason. A 9-0 run right now for the Knicks. Carmelo popping up a 3. Now a 12-0 run by New York. What we talked about earlier, that Dallas, one of the problems they've had is protecting big leads this season.
Yeah, they've gotten sloppy, and I tell you what, the Knicks just keep playing. Now they got to make some defensive stops.
To their credit. I mean, they're in obviously a shootout here in Texas tonight. Under 2 to play in the third quarter. Terry, Marion. Sean Marion continues to score well. 18 now in the game.
Makes more runners, one-handers, more throw shots. He makes more unconventional shots than most anybody in the NBA.
And you see what the Knicks are shooting here in the third quarter. Stoudemire got into Haywood. Do you buy the thing that these teams, Miami has used this excuse a lot of the season? New York, obviously. This is only the 10th game these guys have played together, and a lot of them without Billups. But that it takes time to get a feel for another guy's game. We were talking about that coming over in the car tonight, just the chemistry issues that are involved with really, and they brought in like 5 new guys to this Knicks team.
Well, I tell you, if 2 guys don't complement each other, they can play together for 10 years and never get chemistry. I mean, chemistry is part of how you play, and I think that you're going to see nice chemistry between Anthony and Stoudemire, because Stoudemire can catch and shoot. Carmelo Anthony can catch and shoot. Carmelo Anthony can handle the ball and pick and roll. Their skill sets complement each other. But Kevin, you can play with a guy's skill set that doesn't complement you for 10 years and never really get chemistry.
Right.
So I like the fact that they're going to get chemistry, and I think they'll have good chemistry between Carmelo and Amar'e Stoudemire.
Carter has come in for Douglas for New York. Mason is in. Sean Williams has come in. Carmelo remains. Stoudemire. That's the five out there for New York. Jason Terry and Berea have come in for the Dallas Mavericks. Hayward, Nowitzki remain. And Corey Brewer has come in for Dallas. Screened by Hayward. Terry. Nowitzki saves it. Shot clock at 4. Mason defending the 3 by JJ. Nothing but air. New York has scored on 9 of their 11 possessions here in the third quarter. Carmelo for 3. And Nowitzki cleans it up. Rebounding advantage for the Mavericks. +8 to go inside. Hayward backpedal and foul. Stoudemire was there. Sean Williams was right there. 47 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Sean Williams gets the foul. It's number 3 on Sean. So Hayward is at the free throw line. Dallas. Now, in addition to what we were talking about where the Knicks are searching, Dallas knows exactly what kind of team they are.
They surely do. They play 10 guys. They're going to come out. They're going to play a lot of different lineups, and they play almost, you know, the same variety of basketball every single night. This Coach Carlisle has done a great job with this team.
Fans, a reminder, Sprite is bringing new life to basketball courts with Sprite Spark Parks. Visit Sprite.com to participate. Dallas just got their 40th bench point. But the Knicks, with their shooting and their offense here in the third quarter, have closed the gap. At one-time trail, New York was by 26. And here's a nice retrieval by Corey Brewer. Screen on Carter by Hayward. Switch on defense, Stoudemire watching Terry. Jason Terry has put in 16. Stoudemire the other way. Ooh. That's a foul on Brewer.
Yeah, tough call there. Brewer thought he had position there, and Stoudemire came down and called the foul on Corey Brewer.
Brewer picks up his second. And Amar'e Stoudemire will be at the free throw line. 8 of 9, his numbers tonight. Last 6 games, he's almost averaging 30 points a game. The Eastern Conference starter in the All-Star game for New York.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think that you'll see the addition of Carmelo Anthony hasn't taken away anything from Amar'e Stoudemire's scoring. And so that's why I said I think you'll see them have just a good symmetry between them. And that was a tough call there for Corey Brewer as Amar'e Stoudemire gets to the line for 2 free throws.
Stoudemire only had 2 points in the first quarter. He got some foul problem. Plus he had the bad shoulder injury. But I mean,
stinger.
It was a stinger that forced him out for a while. He told our Phil Miller he had no feeling in his arm. He went back out there. He now has 28 points. Does Amar'e Stoudemire after just 2 in the first quarter? He has 28 in the second and third quarters tonight. Berea into Carter. The handoff to Hayward. Seconds remaining. Carter looking for Stoudemire. And 0.7 left. 7/10 of a second left here in the third. Which has seen Mike D'Antoni's team fight back after being down by a bunch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, they're battling back. They're scoring the ball. Their defense has picked up some.
Terry. Oh, had a pretty good line on that hook.
Line, yeah.
A 16-5 run for the Knicks, who squeezed the game a bit closer, but their defense has given up 99 Dallas points through 3 quarters. As we go to the fourth here on TNT.
Well, we're in the same situation. This is a dynamic team. The thing we did well in the first half was we took the 3 out of the game, and they've hit 2 or 3 in the third quarter, so that's got to be an emphasis for us.
Did they do anything differently defensively? Because you guys weren't as sharp in your half-court sets.
Well, we got sloppy. I mean, we made some really terrific plays, and we turned it over 5 times, you know, in 6 minutes. So that can't happen because they're a team that'll capitalize.
Thanks, guys.
There's a Stoudemire offering inside. Stoudemire had a 14-point third quarter for the New York Knicks. You see our score starting this fourth quarter. Nowitzki, Haywood in there. Corey Brewer coming off a screen is Terry, and J.J. Barea, who played at Northeastern. In there for Dallas, and wheeling inside is Terry. Fields clutches onto it. Carter's out there with him. Stoudemire, along with Roger Mason, who is now seeing a bunch of minutes after being relegated to the bench the good part of the season. And Sean Williams, that's the five out there for New York as Carter will slash inside. Good move by Anthony Carter.
Good move by Anthony Carter. Poor defense by Dallas Mavericks. Again, another guy driving from the three-point line, unabated, all the way to the rim. If you're Mike D'Antoni right now, you're telling your team, Kevin, we got to get this to single digits in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Give ourselves a chance. Like Dirk misses a jump shot there. And you tell your team they were up 8. The Mavericks were up 8 yesterday or last night against New Orleans late in the game, so they'll give up leads. And there's a nice pass out to Williams.
Williams with the miss. Nowitzki, by the way, 5 of 13. Amari takes it inside. Surrounded by blue defensive players. Here is Brewer taking it to the rack with a good offensive rebound by Haywood. Terry for 3. And he had room to fire.
Yeah, another offensive rebound by the Mavs. They've really beat up the Knicks on the offensive glass.
Overall, the lead for Dallas on the glass tonight is 6. Carter around Barea. Stoudemire cleans it up and puts it back in. He's got 32 for New York. Barea around Williams. Into Dirk. Fouled into the line. Knicks thought he might have traveled, but the shove was inside, and the foul will go on Roger Mason. Mason picks up his first. Dirk Nowitzki will be at the line. A look at Mike D'Antoni, who when coaching the Phoenix Suns got very familiar with this Dallas team. Saw the Mavericks a lot, playoffs and otherwise.
Yeah, he sure did. He's got a good feel for how to guard Dirk Nowitzki. He wants to keep smaller guys on him, Kevin, and change it up and give him a lot of different looks.
Let's take a look at the national TV schedule. NBA TV Saturday, a big one here in Dallas. The 3rd seed right now in the Western Conference, the Lakers, who lost tonight in Miami against the 2 seed Dallas Mavericks, all in back of San Antonio. ABC Sunday coverage, 3 o'clock Eastern time, Orlando at Phoenix, and ESPN next Monday. Coverage 8 o'clock Eastern time, the Spurs and Heat, the Magic and the Lakers. Good games come up. Stoudemire throws a laser inside to Carter, who is banged by Tyson Chandler, who just checks in. And that will be a Dallas foul with 9:33 to play in the game. And a game that has seen Dallas lead by 26. Knicks early on led by 6 points.
You got Anthony Carter going in there hard, and you got Tyson Chandler coming over. And boy, Tyson Chandler, every time he moves, gets a foul called on him. He's had a tough time staying in the game tonight, and I think Coach Carlisle is just going to let him play here through these last couple fouls.
He's got 5 fouls. He's only played 10 minutes tonight.
Yep.
Mason and Carter. Nowitzki watches Stoudemire, who throws it inside with Jeffries getting pounded, and that's number 6, I think, on...
Not jump ball.
Oh, good. Nice defensive play by Chandler. I wasn't sure if he got it here or not, but sure enough, he did. Watch it again.
Yep, nice pass by Stoudemire, and I tell you what, Tyson Chandler does not give up on plays. He comes up, puts his hand through the rim to get goaltending, but other than that, he keeps on fighting, and that's the spirit he's brought to these Mavs. That he just keeps battling defensively, and they just love how he plays.
Stoudemire tonight, 11 of 24, and here is Field with a Chandler rebound. Barea in mid-flight, Brewer, and he was fouled on the play. 9:04 to play here in the 4th. The New York Knicks 34 and 29. Coming off a nice buzzer-beating win with a shot by Carmelo last night in Memphis. The foul goes on Anthony Carter for the first time. Here's Corey Brewer at the free throw line for Dallas. Very fast player, works hard defensively. Offensive game quite isn't where he wants it to be.
No, I think he's got to learn to have a role like Bruce Bowen had. Get that corner jump shot down, that three-pointer, really work on that three-point line out there, and just play a great defense and kind of get your, can't have turnovers, be very careful with the ball. And but Bruce is such a competitor, and I just think that he's going to help this Mavericks team.
Stoudemire. That's a turnover for New York. And they've got 12. Brewer at the other end. The drive and the offensive foul. Right into Landry Fields, who took it. And we've got a timeout. Corey Brewer just picked up his third personal. Right into Landry Fields, who took it. 8:46 to play in the fourth. Is their defense good enough to get them the kind of positioning they want in the playoffs and to stay alive in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think the Knicks are going to get better defensively as they go. I think you get Chauncey Billups back in the lineup, and they're going to understand how important it is to play defense, and they'll get a little more accustomed to each other on the defensive end. But is their defense good enough to win a playoff series? I don't know. I think if they win a playoff series, Kevin, it'll be with their offense. I mean, they're going to outscore you. They will get better defensively as Amari rises up for another jump shot. But how much better they can get defensively, I don't know, but it's got to be better than tonight. Tonight's defense has been poor almost from the get-go.
Tony Douglas has checked in the game, and he has come in for Anthony Carter. Here is Barea, a little mismatch here against Jeffries with the shot clock down to 8 for Nowitzki. The mismatch working on Douglas. Chandler saves it with a little tap. Dirk is 5 of 14. It's over by Barea. Back by Douglas. J.J. Barea. He's got 5. New York has given up to Cleveland on consecutive Fridays as Stoudemire is fouled there by Brewer. They gave up 115 to the Cavaliers and 119 to the Cavaliers, the worst team in the NBA as we're talking about New York, and as they progress and with the hopes continuing of getting into the playoffs. If they began today, these are the different pairings we would see in the Eastern Conference.
Ooh, I like that 3 versus 6 matchup right there. Yeah, Miami versus New York. That would be a fun matchup to watch. I mean, that'd be a great series.
Kind of a throwback series. Huh?
Yeah, I tell you what, to the days when Jeff Van Gundy was grabbing people's ankles and getting dragged around like a rag doll. But that would be a very, very interesting series to watch. And I think that New York would give Miami all they wanted and maybe a little bit more than they wanted.
Well, if they want to come out of this with any kind of closeness to Dallas, they got to get Carmelo going. He had 13 points in the first half. Carmelo has only got 3 in this second half. He's back in the game. Carmelo 4 of 14. Stoudemire 11 of 25. Amari's got 34. And a foul there, the mismatch on Douglas. And that is no basket, although it goes in by Dirk. And Douglas picks it up. Like we said before, with Douglas as the starting guard for the injured Chauncey Billups. 4-1 is the record. There goes Stoudemire. He'll check out. Sean Williams will check in. And Tony Douglas has his second personal foul. Dallas for the game, shooting 52% on New York. Shot clock is down to 6. Barea. Douglas got caught up in a screen. Offensive rebound by Brewer. Dirk for 3.
Another second chance point. Brewer got the offensive rebound, throw it out, and Dirk makes a nice 3. And again, they're beating him up on the board, getting a lot of second shots.
Dirk's got 17, 11 have come in this half. Here is a beautiful looking rainbow thrown in, a 3 by Tony Douglas. Douglas now with 14 points. Well, they'll play Douglas and Chauncey Billups in the backcourt at the same time, right?
A lot, I think. Because of the fact that Douglas can get up and really pressure other guards. Chauncey's pressuring days, 94 feet, are over. But you can see Douglas right there pushing him into it. They got to pass him. I thought it was a charge. But he's going to get up and make guards make decisions. Push up on him, pressure him up. And I think Douglas and Chauncey is going to be a really nice pairing, especially in the playoffs when defense becomes a premium, because Douglas can defend.
Jeffries picks up the foul, number 4 on Jared Jeffries. 6.5 to play here. Terry. Berea. Jeffries comes out. Douglas can't get Berea. Jared Jeffries played overseas for a while. Actually drafted by Washington. Williams. Douglas by Berea. Nice move by Tony Douglas. He's got 16.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Tony. You can see why they played well with him even when Chauncey was hurt. His ability to put the ball on the floor, attack the paint, make the three-pointer. And again, I've been impressed with his in his pick and roll, his ability to find the roller.
Well, Tony Douglas was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, a two-time All-ACC player at Florida State. Tonight, his offense has been valued. He's got 16 points for the Knicks tonight. Fans, a reminder, March Madness is right around the corner beginning this Tuesday, March 15th. The NCAA tournament will come to you nationally. Every game from the team of networks, TBS, CBS, TNT, and True TV. This Tuesday, the madness begins with the first four on True TV. Coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern. So the first round, unlike the past, the first round is Tuesday and Wednesday. The second round, Thursday and Friday. The third round will be Saturday and Sunday. There is no play-in game. They have the various rounds. Every game from the beginning to the final buzzer will be televised nationally. His kid misses the three right there. Dallas is led by double digits since the last minute of the first quarter, and by as many as 26. That is Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo's got 18 points, 5 of 15.
Time for one more run here.
Yep, I would say so.
If they can get it going, if they can stop guys from just getting straight line drives like that, then the Patriots have a lot better chance. But there's enough time for one more run to get this game interesting if you're the New York Knicks.
Well, there was a little 7-0 run right there by New York until Nowitzki knocks it away. He's got 19 points. Jeffries an open lane by Chandler, playing with 5 fouls.
Yeah, I kind of sidestepped on that one. Normally he'd have gone up and tried to block that or at least take a charge, but with 5 fouls, he let him go.
Here comes Kidd. 6 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds for Jason tonight. Terry off the bench has been good with 19 and now 21.
The Knicks have switched that, and Terry's faced up the big guy, and he does that little stutter step to get the big guy stepping back, Kevin, and rises up and made the jump shot. That's his 3rd jump shot on that switch that he's made against the big guy.
Here comes Fields, and he works on Brewer. That's a foul inside. 4.5 to play. So we showed you what happens in the Eastern Conference if the playoffs were to begin today. And here is the way it looks in the Western Conference. And some good matchups right on down the line.
Yeah, you know what I look at in that? I look at that projecting the second round. If you look at the Lakers and the Mavericks at the 2 and 3 spot in that second round, what a matchup that'd be. These first round matchups are going to be fun too. I mean, you know, the Hornets just came back and beat the Mavericks last night in New Orleans, and so Trailblazers have been playing great. And you know, don't sleep on Memphis. You know, they get Rudy Gay back. They've been playing better, but boy, I know one thing. If you're fighting for that second and third spot between the Lakers and the Mavericks, you want home court advantage, Kevin, for that second round. If you're the Mavericks, and with tonight's game, if the Mavericks can win this, they're going to get a little separation between them and the Lakers, and they have the Lakers on this Saturday on NBA TV. So that'll be a great game.
Tyson Chandler just fouled out of the game. Landry Fields at the line for the New York Knicks. Well, it's great to have the Knicks back on TNT, and I'm guessing that from this point on, you're going to see a lot of New York basketball. And next year, our regular season schedule will be littered with Knicks basketball as they will maneuver outside. Oh, Chandler's still in the game. He didn't foul out of the game. They must have changed the foul because he walked to the bench and then he walked back on the floor. So Chandler did not foul out of the game. That was a we went on Corey Brewer.
Yeah, the Brewers, the foul was on Brewer.
So it was Chandler who they initially called it on, then they went and changed the foul, and sure enough, here's Chandler at the free throw line for Dallas in a 12-point ball game. A lot of free throws tonight for the Knicks. That is the 17th offering right there for Dallas from the line. New York is 32 of 33 from the free throw line tonight. And Chandler. He's matured nicely, and like we talked about earlier, they say that just his communication on defense has made a world of difference.
Yes, and
with this team overall.
No question. And his just win at all cost attitude. Who cares who gets the glory? Let's go out there and play hard. Nice offensive move there by Amari Stoudemire, right in the, again, drove it into the chest of Chandler and got it up. But they just love his whole attitude and just the fire he brings to this team.
Fans, we've got a game. This is the closest it has been in the second half. Here is Kidd, who's picked up by Douglas, and Terry had it knocked away, and the shot clock is at 12. So the Knicks with Carmelo and Amari. They've got Sean Williams out there, Douglas and Field. That's the Knicks 5. Chandler, Kidd, Terry, Nowitzki. You saw a quick foul. You saw the jersey being held right there. And Sean Marion is the 5th Dallas player on the floor right now with 3:46 to play. Foul goes on Sean Williams, who picks up his 3rd personal here as Dirk Nowitzki at the stripe. 4 of 4. 4th on Sean Williams. He's got 4. Using double digits scoring tonight for New York. As Dirk hits the first, let's take a look now at the Popeye upcoming schedule for the Mavericks. We talked Los Angeles Lakers.
Big game there against the Lakers, trying to get more separation. If you're Dallas, got to win that one. At the Blazers, playing very well. Then you got the Warriors and Spurs, best record in the league, and the Warriors again.
Screws will have to be tightened. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel as the regular season will give way to the playoffs. Timeout here in Dallas. Got 21. Fields, an open 3. Late defense by Marion. Rebound by Dirk Nowitzki. His 8th rebound. Mavericks have only committed 1 turnover in this 4th quarter.
And the guy with the ball right there will not be sped up. He'll take the clock down. He knows the score, and he knows how to milk the clock and really get this win in the books for the Mavericks.
Nowitzki moves in on Williams. And they push it back in. Nice play. Sean Marion has 20 points.
The 17th offensive rebound, Kev, and that is their 30th second chance point for the Mavericks. Just beating them up there as Douglas lines up a 3-pointer.
Fields that little screen on Terry, which opened up that Douglas 3-point shot. Marion 8 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds for Sean Marion tonight. With his 20 points, a nice full effort from Sean.
Nice pass
to
watch the
Marion.
master, watch the master,
right.
Kid. Just run the clock down, call a play, use the clock to your advantage, and another great assist by Jason Kidd.
Mavericks points in the paint, 52-38 over the Knicks. Stoudemire with 36. Good looking defense by Tyson Chandler. Terry, Nowitzki into Carmelo. Dirk across the lane. A little physical inside. Oh, and Dirk's got some words for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, Dirk thought he got fouled in the first time he got the ball in. He's playing bully ball now. Dirk said, I got fouled once and I'm going to get fouled again. And Melo just came across the forearm and said, shoot 2 free throws.
Carmelo is out. And Amari Stoudemire is out. A programming reminder, TBS weeknights. The comedy continues right after Conan. Don't miss Lopez tonight. All new weeknights at midnight only on TBS. So Dallas will be on their way here to the 9th win of the last 11 games and their 47th win overall. After the Knicks got to within 11, Dallas has scored 8 straight points, pushing out any kind of Knicks hope. Williams, late close by Marion. Rebound by Dirk Nowitzki, number 9. He's closing in on a double-double. And over the last 6 weeks, the Dallas Mavericks have gone 20-3. And the 3 losses, each by just a single point. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Just been 1 point for three losses. I tell you what, when's the last time you can think a team went 19-3, Kevin? Their losses were all by 1 point. I mean, the Mavs have been playing great basketball, and Dirk walks off and had a really just for him a very unspectacular game.
He's kind of working on that right foot, right heel.
I think he twisted his ankle a little bit,
which he's done a couple times. games
Yeah.
of his career. And earlier this season.
Yeah.
He did it earlier this season. He missed 9 games, and without Dirk, they went 2-7. With Dirk, they're 44-10.
Yeah.
I mean, so he obviously means a great deal. If you go back to this play moments ago, Dirk tonight was 17 in the second half.
Yeah, this is when he went in and Melo got him, and I think he might have just, I don't know, if he twisted his ankle there, if he
just got kicked, huh?
Yeah, he might have just got kicked.
He's 32. Do you sense that there are not many more times for Nowitzki to have that championship team surrounding him, for him to finally get a ring? I mean, a lot of people here would say that this is maybe his best chance at a championship with the deepest team he's probably played on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the depth of this team gives them a great chance. And, yeah, you know, I mean, you're not getting any younger, but again, he doesn't play with spectacular quickness and ups and everything. He just plays a very smart game, a very controlled game. He'll be able to be very effective for the next, 3 or 4 years and continue to help lead this Mavericks team. But I agree. I think